Hey everybody, welcome to our post show where we're going to sit down in these orange chairs and break down everything that we just experienced. Perry on his way out is saying go Lions. Anybody watching the Lions game today?
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Is that your
Oh, yeah.
team? Anybody have a different team other than the Lions, or are we all Michigan supporters here?
Well, that trader's vacation right now.
We're talking about Dave. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah. He loves his Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
For sure. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good.
Good. I'm joined here today with Elizabeth, with Kathy, and Darren. And we had a great service. Let's just talk just kind of in general and overview kind of how's your morning been? What was something maybe that jumped out at you today that you really enjoyed or experienced during the service? Maybe even before the service, an interaction you might have had in the lobby or coming in or the sunrise. What's been special for you today?
Sorry.
You go.
Well, for praise and worship, I thought, to come home is such a great, like, you're never too far,
Yeah.
and that you can always come home. And that always just speaks to me because, all of us in some area usually have a little area we need to come home on, maybe. At least I do at times. And then we also have people in our lives that, we're constantly praying for that they will return to faith and
sure.
and just get saved. So I love that. And then it just rolls into the message of being connected with others and with God and for your purpose. So
Yeah.
I just thought that was a great song to throw in for the message today.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You were ready to go, so.
I was. So just with like the nature of all the things I do and floating around, I usually stop by like the kids' rooms to like take some pictures, see what they're doing. And there, I don't know, like CK1, there were so many kids in the second service, but all of them were just so happy. And there was this little girl in there that was so excited to talk to me about how excited she is for Christmas. And if you know anything about me, you know that I love Christmas. And so it just like little moments like that, like they were playing with Play-Doh and it was like the coolest thing in the whole world to them. And just like that, just simple, just joy. And I'm like, I just needed a little reminder of like, yeah, like that Play-Doh is the coolest thing in the world, you know? It was
fun.
cool.
Yeah, Christmas is going to be here before we know it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's crazy. It's insane. Darren, what about you?
I enjoyed the message. I always like when we talk about small groups because that's one of the biggest things I think that our church kind of misses these days is getting people connected on a personal level. So I'm just banging that drum again of like, hey, get connected, get with people, and get with believers. And, it's something I think a lot of people miss, and then a lot of people struggle because they don't have that support system. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And we're definitely going to jump into that today in our conversation. Obviously, that was the whole point of the message. We're going to jump into that. I'm going to tell you what, I'm enjoying this hot, this is apple cider, hot apple cider they've got now in our cafe. Our cafe workers are always so pleasant to go and interact with, and they have smiles on their face. But to have just little treats like this just kind of brighten your day, and I'm enjoying this. I mean,
I'm going to have to go grab one of those.
Yeah.
afterwards.
That sounds good.
And if you're missing out, man, next week we're gonna have this all the way through Halloween, I believe.
Yeah.
They're gonna be running this hot apple cider. Or I think you can get regular,
Yeah, they have
cold
cold, too.
apple cider too. But
Why would you want cold apple cider?
I don't know the hot apple
don't
cider.
know.
There's something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
hot
better.
apple cider, fall weather,
Yeah.
football. What can be better?
Yeah.
Well, let's jump into kind of what Perry was talking about because, Darren, you're right. Small groups are definitely a way for us to fill some of those gaps that are so apparent in our lives and in our culture. And it's a struggle not just for our church, but for every church to connect people. And I'm just going to kind of remind people what our mission statement here is at Connections, because I think it's so important for us to always lead with this. We've plastered it on our wall. It's written on our wall. We try to talk about it as often as we can because we believe in it and we believe it's so important. But it's really, here at Connections, we exist to connect as many people as possible to God, to each other, and to our purpose in life. And this fulfills not just the Great Commission, but so much more, and tries to get us a little bit deeper into all areas of life, right? We have to connect as many people to God, and we do that on our Sunday mornings. That's really what our Sunday morning experience is for, and what it's about. But then we have this next thing, this connect as many people as possible to each other, right? To other people. And right now, our biggest avenue to fulfill that is through our small groups. So let's just real briefly, I kind of want to maybe share maybe an experience that you've had. Maybe it's positive, maybe it's negative, but something that has helped shape you as you've experienced something in a small group setting.
I'll go. I was a part of this women's group probably 2 or 3 years ago now, that met on a Tuesday morning, and it was just me and a bunch of just ladies. And I remember there was this one lady who joined the group. I hadn't really seen her at church, but like she said she was new, but she's like, I don't know why I'm here, but I am. And I have never in my life experienced more of a transformation in a person than watching her go through that small group. And it, like, even to this day, she's remained just this brand new person who, like, went from someone who was struggling so much to now every single time I see her, she has the biggest smile on her face. And I know that she still goes through struggles, but it's just her outlook on life is just so drastically different. And it was like the coolest thing for me to just watch it all happen, to know how much a small group and how much God can change a person. Because like when I was in that group, I was like 18 or 19. Like you don't, if you grow up in a church, you don't see that as drastic as much. But then to be like first small group to have that was like, I mean, it stuck with me. Like just how incredible that was.
It's awesome.
But yeah.
Do you remember what you guys were working through in that group?
It was when we kind of all were going through Rooted.
Oh, okay.
And I was looking at the groups, and we have at least one Rooted group that we will be starting. So it was a great, just overall.
Darren, you want to give us kind of an overview of what that Rooted group is? Because I know you're pretty connected with all these groups.
Yep. So the Rooted group kind of gets you a walkthrough of the basis of our faith, right? And the basis of kind of how we structure our belief system through salvation in Jesus, and why it's important for things like community, why we need to be connecting with God. You know, what does the Bible say? So there's just a lot of things that it's kind of a way of getting everyone on the same page. Like, okay, here's the base, the base that you need to start from. Here's your foundation.
Yeah.
So we're all starting in the same place. We kind of get everybody on the same page, and then, you know, we just build up from there. So it's kind of rooted. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's developing those roots, right? That foundation.
Right.
So,
yeah.
And that's a good curriculum that we found. That really helps lay that out for us. So that's cool. That's very, very impactful. What about you guys? An experience in a small group setting that has really shaped or impacted you?
I would say for me, it's been just having people to rely on for the things that we need as a couple, for me and my wife and our kids. There's times where we're like, yeah, we got to go do this thing. We need somebody to watch the kids, and we text someone from the small group. They're like, oh, yeah, for sure, just drop them off. We'll watch people's kids sometimes. We've had people offer us, hey, if you guys want to have a date night, just let us know. We'll watch your kids so you guys can go do that. And it's amazing. You know, we do that for other people too. So it's really that shouldering and bearing each other's burdens and just like doing life together and just tackling, you know, life together. And I have a buddy in one of my groups that offered to help me train my dog for duck hunting. So, you know, that's something that I don't like. He's got a trained dog. I don't have training yet. So it's nice to put them together with a dog that knows what they're doing, if you know hunting. So, you know, I've got that I can, you know, I have help with things in every aspect of life, and it's just nice. You've got people that you can just hang out with and relax with and share your troubles with and just talk through things with. So really it's everything that you kind of need, as a believer.
For sure.
So
I got a little distracted when you was talking about duck hunting and then dogs, and all I could think of is that stupid dog in that game, Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
It pops up. If you miss it, it laughs at
Laughs
you.
at
So
you,
is
yeah.
that what you're training your dog
I'm
to
gonna
do?
try and train him to
Laugh
do
at
that,
you and
the little
you missed the
snicker.
duck?
That's funny.
Yeah. Kathy, what about you?
I think for me, the intimacy of a small group is so important because you get to know each other, and the prayer part at the end, especially, or whenever. Sometimes it's just all prayer if that's the need. But then you really do learn people's hearts, what they're struggling with. You can intentionally pray for them, follow up with them, and it's a safe place.
Yeah.
And one of the goals I always have with every group is by the end of the session, I want everyone to be able to pray out loud and to pray for someone, because it's such a necessary skill set for Christians, because there are so many people in the world that need prayer, and to be able to tell your story and to witness. I think it's so important to be able to share, how to get saved, and then how to pray for someone. So no matter what my topic is when I run the small group, to me, that is so important, because that's what was modeled to me when I first started going to small groups, even as a teenager, that, it doesn't matter how old or young, you need to know how to tell someone about Jesus, and you need to know how to pray for someone. So that's always remained with me as far as and the people that I started going to small group here at Connections 10, 12 years ago, they are still my friends, and not all of them are still with us, but they are my first group. But Jens and I came, and, we liked the church, but we didn't know anybody. And, we were driving from afar, new to the area, and so it was great to get to know people, and now still have these long-term friends.
Oh, for sure.
Who show up.
So when you lead, because you lead groups, and when you lead a group, and like you said, one of the goals is to get them to pray out loud. What are some of the reasons that you found that people are apprehensive about praying out loud, and then how do you help coach them to a place where prayer becomes such a natural part of their life?
Yeah. Well, I think because when we come to church, we don't really pray out loud. I think worship helps us to learn to do that, honestly. And then I think people are afraid to sound stupid. They don't know what to say. They feel intimidated. Like when I first, as a teenager, went to a small group and they, encouraged me to pray, I cried every time. I was so overwhelmed, so nervous, and plus just so thankful that I finally met Jesus, and knew he loved me. And it was as an individual, not just as a church. He loved me as a person.
Yeah.
And so that was so meaningful. Like every time I prayed, I was like, and I still well up, because it's still, to me, like the most exciting thing you can have happen in your life is to get saved and to find Jesus, honestly.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important to me. So I just tell people it's a conversation, and how you shall say is just, let's go around the room and pray for one thing.
Yeah.
Even just say it's your dog. Say, God, thank you for my job. That's it. That's all you have to pray for. Just one thing at a time. And then, maybe we'll do that for a few weeks. And then hey, will you pray for Steve's needs? Like everyone's hell in need. Will you pray for Steve, or pray for the person next to you's need? And then just get some comfort in praying for someone else. And then, just encouraging them to pray at home, or to pray with each other if it's a couple, or, and hopefully by the end of 6-8 weeks or whatever, people feel a little bit more confident, a little more bold to make prayer. It's just, I wake up, hi God, how was your night? I just it's a conversation, and it's a relationship. So
for sure. And I think you're right. Some people might feel like they don't know what to say, or that they're going to say something wrong, or that it needs to be scripted, or that they're just not good enough. They're not worthy enough, whatever it is. And if you're out there watching and you're struggling with prayer, we just want to encourage you, make it a conversation. Our God loves you so much, so much, and he just wants to hear from you. There isn't a right or a wrong way to do it. Just start talking and start emptying it all out before him. And if you want to reach out to us, please reach out to us. We would love to help walk you through this journey of your faith and of your life.
I think reminding people about Psalms if they worry about saying the wrong thing. Look at David. I mean, David yelled at God, cried out to God, argued with God, like everything that was in him. He just laid it all out in prayer to God. And God can handle it when we're angry at him and say whatever we need to say, because things happen that are hurtful in our life. We don't always understand it. We don't like it. And it's okay to voice that to God. But then, as Job, like, you fall on your face and you still like, he has a plan and I know he's there. He loves me no matter what. Whatever's going on, God is there. He's faithful. Like the song today, he's faithful in all things.
Yep.
So I just remind people, if you're afraid to saying the wrong thing, read Psalms. Like David just lays it all out. And I think God puts that in there so we know that he can handle it. Just like we yell at our parents, we love them, but we get mad at them and we yell at them when we're kids or not even adults sometimes. But knowing that our Father will always love us or our mother will always love us. That's how God is. He's always there. He will always love you, and he can handle that when you're having one of those moments.
For sure.
I think the one thing I noticed too, about going along with what you're saying, even with conversations, I feel like people sometimes, I don't have anything to offer because I don't know the Bible very well, And I think the thing that we mess up as Western Christians is we think Christianity is about having the answer. We need to get to this point where we know these things, the right thing. But the way that Jesus intended it was it's the journey, not the destination. And so whatever you have to offer, maybe it's not the right answer, but at least you're trying. At least you're going through that process of struggling with text, of trying to pray, of getting better. That's something that, I tell people all the time. There's no tiers to Christianity, like tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. I made it to the top tier of Christians. What God expects from you is to just keep trying, just keep striving. Paul talks about running the race. Yeah. And I think we just get caught up in having the right answers. Well, I don't have the right answers. It doesn't matter. All he's asking you to do is to get with people and talk and offer your opinions.
Yeah. Yeah. And like Perry said, one of the best ways is for us to connect with people is through our connection groups. Darren, we only have 2 minutes or so left, and I know that you have been tasked with helping formulate our groups and kind of lead the charge. I'm going to give these last maybe 2 minutes to kind of you to really promote, push, and encourage people who are watching to sign up and how they can sign up and what they can expect from it.
So there's a couple different ways you can do it. If you check out the board in the lobby, you can see what groups we offer. It's just we're trying to cover a lot of different aspects of life. We want to offer people who have kids. We have a couple groups who actually have childcare provided. So if you want to go somewhere and study with other couples, not have to worry about the kids killing each other or, punching each other in the face, we've got childcare providing with those. So you can kind of get that alone time and get that, camaraderie with other parents. We also, we have some singles groups. If you're looking for a group that goes and does activities, we have activity groups. We have rooted groups, which, if you want to understand the basis of faith and where to start as a Christian, get connected in a rooted group. But yeah, out on the in the lobby, you can use the emails on there to contact the leaders. You could go in the Church Center app and actually apply online. Or you can talk to any leader that you see here at church, and we can kind of point you in those directions if you struggle technologically, because some of us do.
And all those groups are listed out on our website and our app.
They are.
Well, with the description and with the
times, dates, who's leading it, what we're going through, what they're going through. So yeah, every little aspect of that group is in there. So. Mm-hmm.
And if you could wrap it up and give one final encouragement to somebody if they've never been a part of a group before, how would you convince them to join a group?
You got to get over that fear. I think a lot of people are like, yeah, it's awkward, it's scary, I don't know. Just do it. Just sign up, just get into it, because you're gonna find out that these groups are filled with the same exact people as you. Everybody's in the same spot. Nobody has everything figured out. Nobody knows everything. We're all just broken humans who are trying to get better and trying to follow Jesus. And you're just like the rest of us. So just push past that fear. Just don't even think about it. Just sign up, get plugged in, and try it. At least try it and see what you think. Because I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised at how easy it is and how comfortable it can be and how friendly the people are. I mean, this is a great church. There's a bunch of great people here. So
yeah. All right. Well, thank you everybody for sitting down, talking, and exploring everything that we just experienced this morning. We hope that you have been encouraged by this and that you've enjoyed our service. We invite you to come back next week. You can either come in person at 8:20, 9:40, or 11 o'clock, or you can join us online as always for our 9:40 service. Guys, thank you so much. We've got to head out because we're about to start our last service. So until next time, just remember, here at Connections, we love you, but more importantly, Jesus loves you.
Amen.
amen.